Is there methodology, right, to the way that we're going about this in the spiral garden that might be different than, say, an industrial farm?
I think there is a way big difference because it's all natural. We don't use no pesticides, no nothing. We pick the weeds by hand in the hot sun in the summer. And yeah, like it's really all organic. It's real organic and all natural. We do it by ourselves and help of other people.
Justy Robinson.
Hey everyone, this is Sophie.
And I'm Dasan.
And I'm Camila.
And we are Consumption Literacy Project. As Ms. Yuta had mentioned earlier, we are right down the street from here. And one of our primary actions is in farming. So how long has everyone been involved with Consumption Literacy Project?
I have been involved with Consumption Literacy Projects for about 4 years now. Yeah.
I only got involved because Justy introduced me to them. So maybe like a couple years or so, but it's been a great ride so far.
Yeah, I would say about 1, but actually, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe about 2 now.
I've been involved. This is my 2nd year, and yeah.
What's everyone's favorite part about the garden?
My favorite part about the garden is that you can be just like community and learn about different people and about the garden, and you can put your mind aside and just focus on other things and not things that stress you out.
My favorite part about being in the garden is I am someone who very much values, I guess, more holistic, non-industrial farming methods, kind of teaching not only the youth, but, older generations of adults and people to sustain themselves in a healthy way.
One of my favorite things about the garden is there's a lot. I think growing our own produce and help feed the community and give back to the community. And we get to enjoy most of the produce for us too, yeah. And growing the vegetables.
So, especially Dasan having been involved for 4 years now, how would you say things have changed in that time since you first started?
I think it changed a bunch. We started from all weeds up to probably your knees. Wow. To now it's a whole spiral, and it's flourishing through over the years. Every year it's it just gets bigger and bigger. More people come, the community comes, and yeah.
It is a really great way to bring community together and new people, whoever is interested in learning more about sustainability, composting, growing your own food, even the times in which certain foods grow. It's really just, it's a great program.
I think, this is my 2nd year, so I've just seen how things grow too. And I see how more people get involved and more people come too.
It's interesting, especially since we have such a focus on farming, because in an ironic way, a lot of people are not super clear on the ways in which farming is rather bad for the environment, actually. Some of these might include things from planting one thing.
Well, I was going to say industrial farming specifically because they use pesticides and other toxins which end up in the food which we consume, which causes cancer and other illnesses in us,
as well as killing of biodiversity. In places where we plant only wheat for miles and miles and miles, where all of a sudden we have to have fertilizers, right? Because otherwise the wheat is taking all of that stuff out of the ground. Is there methodology right, to the way that we're going about this in the spiral garden that might be different than, say, an industrial farm?
I think there is a way big difference because it's all natural. We don't use no pesticides, no nothing. We pick the weeds by hand in the hot sun in the summer. And yeah, like it's really all like organic. It's real organic and all natural. We do it by ourselves and help of other people too.
Yeah, I agree. It is all natural. So yeah.
Would you say that you have more of a connection to these plants, to the ground itself, based on the work that you guys have been doing?
I think we do because, like, since we go every Monday, you always see these plants grow and you're always there to see them. So I think there is a connection.
Yeah, I would definitely say we all have more of a connection with the garden because, we see the whole process to its finish. We cultivate it, we plant it, we water it, we watch it grow. We come from the soil, we come from the earth. So by watching our food grow, we have that connection to our food and to the soil and to the roots.
I think they said it better than me. So I completely agree with what they said. Just watching the process of like something you can consume and know that it's gonna be good for you is pretty like cool to watch.
Has anyone been surprised by the number of applications different plants have?
What do you mean by that?
So as an example, we might have been growing mint or something of the sort, which, of course is good in food. But then I remember there was a youth telling me about using that in like putting it in somewhat of a tea bag and even just hanging it from their shower, which would...
Yeah, like you learn different ways with different herbs, different plants. Like me personally, I use sage. And if you like you roll it with a rolling pin and then like put it in your shower, it should make your shower smell good and clean. Same with like eucalyptus, lavender, mint as well. Yeah, that's something I personally do every time like the sage comes around the years.
Yeah, I think, different flowers and herbs all are, if they're harvested in a wholesome way, I guess, then they have a lot of different uses. Like you could definitely eat them. Make teas, which are, packed with antioxidants and other beneficial stuff. There's a lot of different uses for those plants.
Yeah, I agree. I know some plants are for teas, especially, and yeah, I know it helps a lot with health. Sometimes, like different things, like when you're sick, you can use them for teas and stuff.
Okay.
I have a question.
Please.
Why do you guys think that it is specifically like a spiral shape?
I'm not totally sure about that. If I had to warrant a guess, and granted, there could be some kind of practical purpose, right? Which I'm just not super knowledgeable on. But I think that there's also somewhat of a spiritual purpose in the sense of we look at our galaxy, their galaxy is in the spiral. We look at the way that shells spin in a particular direction, or in a particular...
Like the golden ratio.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think that might have something to do with it, even if I'm not sure about the practicality of it.
I think we just decided to use a spiral shape. We really could have done anything. It could have been boxes. It could have literally been anything because it's such a big land. But I think we all chose a spiral garden. I'm pretty sure we voted on it. I'm not sure.
I wasn't there.
I think it was just like a fun shape. Like
I have a guess.
What's your guess?
Well, I just have a guess that I do kind of feel you on like the spiritual sense of it, but also because like with the spiral, like it doesn't have an end necessarily, so you could keep going and going and going, right? So the more the garden grows, the more the spiral grows as well.
That makes sense.
I think that was one of the reasons too.
I got there when there was already a spiral, so I don't know why. But.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen so many people come and go over the years. What are some connections that you've made that you think are going to stay with you since you've first started, or even maybe something that's happened recently, someone you've met recently that you think is going to, continue to be a part of your life?
I think the people there that I see every Monday. They're gonna stay with me because I made many new friends and connections. And yeah, I think the people and the things I've learned about the garden, like that we plant, about compost and things like that.
Well, I'm definitely someone that's always wanting to be involved with community as much as I can. So, I mean, I'm kind of like naturally introverted, but even so, like, I know that we are all gathered here at the Spiral for a purpose, right? And so we kind of all share similar values and beliefs, I think. So it's just a good way to be around like-minded people.
Especially like with connections, the amount of connections we made is like, it's really cool to see like how many people can have the same like likes, and like you said, like how everybody can come together at one place and all have a good time.
Do you guys think that, teaching and learning about how to holistically harvest your food like connects you to your ancestors and your roots?
Yes. And the only reason I kind of hesitated on that is because, being African American, I feel like it's unless I can really I feel like I don't have anyone I can name, really. You know what I mean? No groups of people that I can name coming from. You know what I mean? It's like and granted, I know that there's like ancestry things and that of the sort. But it's like, sometimes it feels like I don't really have people to connect to. But it's like, even in that, it's like, no matter who they were, no matter where they were, there is this kind of connection because, we're on the same planet, touching the same ground, breathing the same air, that they breathe. Even if I can't name them, it's like, I'm happy to know that we keep going,
Period.
I agree about keep going and things like that.
Let's finish with, because we're about to run out of time. What does it mean to you? Having been, here for however long, having met these people, having done these things, having, put your hands in the dirt,
What I think it means to me is there's still like hope, like in the world today. Like there's always I always look forward on Monday to like knowing there's always like somebody who's gonna be there who I can connect with and talk to and have fun in the garden and plant, learn. Yeah.
It is meaningful to me to kind of grow my connection with food because I feel like for a lot of my life, I guess a lot of people's lives, we can just run to the store and get food, right? But I feel like kind of along the way, humans have lost their connection to their food. And so, it's nice to be able to somewhat bring that back for myself.
What it means to me is also like hope and being able to connect with people, but also like peace, a place where there's just peace and nothing to worry about.
I think it's like, for me, it's like I said before about the ancestor question, as well as like, keeping going, making sure to continue trying to be who I want to be. But then on top of that, it's hope, absolutely hope. But then it's also like resolution almost. Like I feel now more resolved than I was before to get connected to the earth, to find out where my food is coming from and care about it in a way that I might not have before. And so really, it was a lot of teaching and knowledge that I'm going to be able to take with me from here on out.
Thank y'all for listening.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.